car, this one I bought it in 1989, would have been. Joined the MG Car Club and met Neville Thompson.
I've got a 69 MGB GT, which I've been racing since 1989.
And just gone on and on and on forever. So from 1989, it's been a long time.
In the old days it was a BMC series, and then it went on to British series, and then into the AES series. I love every moment of it. I just can't wait to be at race meetings.
I think I've missed maybe one season, but Neville I don't think has missed a season at all.
Got involved because initially I've been working with the MG Car Club, organising sprints, hill climbs and what have you. I had a history in the UK of doing quite a lot of series organising. This started as a BMC series for 4-cylinder BMC cars, and somebody upset the apple cart. So after 10 years, Don White, who started it, gave it away, and Derek Pryor, who was then president of the MG Car Club, asked me if I'd take it over. That was 1996, so here we are 20 years later. We've had a very good run. We've had, there've been 400 odd drivers over the years.
This is actually the 100th meeting that I've raced this car.
I've been racing in various different cars pretty much since it started. It wasn't called Arrow Wheels 25 years ago.
Yeah, we've run that same car since about 1990.
Everybody's friendly, we're not trying to hide anything, there's no secrets to be kept, and nobody knows who's going to win the next race.
A lot of changes there. We've all gone faster by lots.
And the original format from the BMC series was one scratch race, one handicap. And I realised at the end of season 1 that created issues because everything was biased towards the fastest car. They won the scratch race and they did pretty well in the handicap. And I've always been a great believer that, particularly in classics, we've got huge variation of cars. It's got to be a level playing field. So we changed it at the end of that first season to handicaps, 2 handicaps for points, and it's been that way ever since. And I think that has been a huge part of its success. Everybody's got a chance. Bog standard or fairly standard car to fairly well modified, it really doesn't matter.
You know, when you're out there and you've got 15 cars behind you trying to catch and overtake you, and you've got 15 in front that you're all trying to overtake, you can't have much more fun than that on the track.
The scratch races are fun, but you know where you're going to end up. But in the handicap races, it really comes down to looking ahead and picking your spots and getting past everyone. So it's a real challenge. Each race is a challenge.
It's a lot of fun. The handicap racing is a blast, an absolute blast. It's good to pass, you know, rather than just driving around a man alone, you know. So yeah, no, it's a great scene.
I enjoy the fact that I do shape amongst the bigger cars with a small engine. That gives me satisfaction. I'll never be a winner, but I am competition for them at least.
It's not about winning, it's about participation. And if a handicap is such that all the cars are across the line in about 15 or 20 seconds, and there's 30 cars gone past, that's good racing.
It's probably one of the most exciting classes to commentate on. You've got big fields, and that's always been one of the successes of the European Racing Classics. And there's lots of overtaking, and that's really what makes it exciting. It's handicap racing, and it's the different variety of cars as well. You get a lot of, you know, we're very much into one-make racing in the country nowadays. So to have a lot of different cars all racing on the same track at the same time, it's great.
Oh, the highlights. That's a very good point. Very good point. Probably seeing in-car footage from last year's festival from Bruce Mannon, ploughing his way through a full grid of 46 cars.
the last few laps just got so intense. I was actually hoarse. I had to take a break for the next race because it was that good, and I reached fever pitch. And that's the neat thing, when you get into a race where there's so many overtaking manoeuvres, you're watching the fast guys coming through from the back, you're trying to figure out, are they going to get through or not? You're trying to work on the times off the screen as to who's doing what, and you've got to squeeze all this into sort of 10 laps. It's fantastic.
And Virtually No Damage was the most amazing probably advert for the series on the one hand, and it made me feel very, very proud. The other thing is I've always enjoyed the awards dinners because the humour comes out.
The old boys here, they're a pretty funny bunch of old bastards.
What about this particular series, why I like it? It's the other clowns that you race with. It's also the fact that there's so many different variety of cars.
So we have a good old laugh here with them, and it's just good clean racing.
Yeah, I'm Andy. This is. Oh, shut up.
We've got to the stage now we don't even publish the points until the awards dinner. That means that nobody really knows who's leading, who's second, nobody cares. We want people to come out and enjoy it, which is the whole ethos of classic racing. It's about participation, it's about the camaraderie. Winning is not an issue, and the series awards are only there for something to give out at the dinner.
Camaraderie is very good. Everybody helps everybody.
But even today I blew a frost plug out the rear of the block, and Alan and everyone else sort of pitched in and helped out, and we're back running, so we're ready to race this afternoon.
Yeah, I came to a few meetings, met up with Ray Green. I like the relaxed, easygoing camaraderie.
With MGBs, oh yeah, they always break down their English.
I like the fact that everyone's really friendly, and you know, we're not trying to cut everyone up. We're out there just to have a bit of fun.
But yeah, it's nice, relaxed, easygoing, good fun.
It's really the guys. It's a good group of guys, and particularly with the escorts, there's like three of us, Bruce, Ivan and this car, that we always have fun together. They're a little bit quicker than I am, but handicap races sort of sort that out.
It's the only series I've run. So when I bought the car and I saw Bruce Bannon and Mike, met them, and what are you running, and that's how I sort of just introduced myself to the class.
Everybody's happy, we all enjoy ourselves. As Ray probably said, it's not about winning the races, it's just having a good time and running with your competitors.
I like the guys I race with, you know, Bruce, Mike, yourself, you know, and Ricky and that. There's no bitching, we're racing for chocolate fish, good weekend out, thoroughly enjoy it.
All the Peugeots came from the 2K Cup, and there's another one going to be coming along, Glenn. Hopefully there'll be 4 Peugeots next time, and we'll just see how we go. We ran 2K Cup last year and won that, and we've had to move on to something a bit better. But yeah, it's been good fun in this class, and the guys are all good guys to race against. Adam, yourself.
Well, you get a lot of racing, and there's a big variety of cars.
Got a 3 or 4 guys with the Jag, so we've got a sort of a common interest there.
It's a wonderful series, you know. This is basically a standard little 924S.
I run an MGB with a 3.9 Rover V8 in it.
I've always had petrol in my veins. I just love the feel of a car on the limit.
And I enjoy it. It's great fun.
I reckon this is a really good series, and that everyone seems to behave themselves on the track most of the time.
It's probably the only series that we can really run a classic car, and even though it's a Japanese one, they do let us run this one in the European series.
you can have very close racing and know the guys next to you will help look after you and you look after them. There is momentary lapses now and again, but
Ray's always been running it, well not always, but he took over very early on, and it's Ray's series really.
Yeah, well thanks Ray, mate, you've been awesome, and you know, without you we wouldn't be here doing this, having this fun, so you've given so many people so much fun for so many years.
Thanks very much there Ray, we've had a good time and thanks for letting me run in your series.
Just to thank him for all the hours that he spent doing this, because it's enabled us to have so much fun.
And I think all us competitors are going to miss him dearly in terms of his organisation and how he runs the shows. Sometimes his handicaps are a little bit hard on us, but however, you know what I mean, we should slow down.
Okay, he may be a bit of a dictator at times, but that's fine. I'm happy with that as long as I can keep coming out racing.
You know, Ray's certainly done a fantastic job and kept everybody together and kept the series sort of alive. And
so whatever he's doing the right thing, because we all keep coming back from year to year, and we all have a lot of fun and we all go home with a smile on our face.
So many drivers have been there for a long time, so I think that's, you know, testimony to his ability to, you know, keep the group together and make it fun for everybody, because if it wasn't fun I think people just wouldn't be turning up.
I know that he's done a lot of work about handing over, but he will be missed.
I couldn't wish for a better guy to take over. I've got huge respect for Chris Brown because we worked together to rewrite the TNC rules a few years ago. We have exactly the same philosophy on classic motorsport, but I wouldn't have handed it over had I not found somebody that I trusted implicitly. I'll still be around. I mean, the people are what make it. Somebody summed it up at my 65th birthday, and he'd been with me to a Pukekohe meet, and you're walking up down the pit road, you know, so many people in the classic fraternity, and he made the announcement at my 65th, Ray's not a car person, he's a people person. And I think that's what it boils down to. It's the people here and the cars that make it so attractive.